everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Keep It Moving. I'm your host, Sharon O. Today we have the very beautiful and gorgeous Bisola Aiyeola.
Yes.
Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Okay. She's an actress, TV presenter, and you've been to the Big Brother house as well.
Yes.
We'll hear all about that today.
Yes.
But most importantly, she is the founder and CEO of BGM skincare project, this Brown Girls Magic, and we want to hear the secret behind that. Bisola, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I know you're quite busy, but you making time to come for the podcast really means a lot. We appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Right. Let's start from your days in the Big Brother and your journey up until you launch your own skincare range.
Okay, Big Brother. That was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a phase in my life that really escalated me to a whole new level of fame, a little bit of fortune.
Okay.
I really enjoyed my time in the house. I got to mix and live with different people. I think about maybe, was it 18 other people or 19 other people? I'm not so sure. From different walks of life. I made it to second position. I never thought I was going to get that far. But it was a really humbling, interesting, eye-opening experience. I thought while I was in there that I had a very high threshold for patience, but living with people who you don't...
tested.
Oh my gosh, I was tested, but it was a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
I personally feel like every human being should be part of, a kind of social experiment like that, at some point in time in their lives. Like I said, it escalated my fame.
Yeah.
I'd always known since I was a child that I was going to be in entertainment. It was always a fact. But delving into that, prior to Big Brother, I was an actor. Well, I am an actor. But before that, I had started acting, a singer. I had been on a reality TV show prior to Big Brother, which was Project Fame West Africa. That was about 16 years ago.
Okay.
Woo! Say 16 years. it's like, oh my gosh. And getting out, the roles kept coming. Lots of brands wanted to be affiliated with me. And in 2018, I wasn't someone who took skincare seriously. My personal skincare is like, I would use the same sponge that I'm using to scrub my back or my face. It's the same soap. It's just like what, I would use shea butter on my body only or Vaseline on my body alone. But, I started having like funny breakouts. And, when you have a certain level of fame, you just want to look better. I'm like, okay. Then I got to meet my esthetician, who is still my esthetician, Samuel Josephs. And this was in May, June 2018, if I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm correct. May, June 2018. And, he was educating me on the importance of SPF. Sunscreen. I'm like, no, I'm a black woman. We don't need sunscreen.
We are okay.
Like, he's like, look, dude, Nigeria is right on the equator, which means we have higher levels of, the UV rays. So Samuel, was educating me on the importance of, protecting my skin. So fast forward to November, December of the same year, 2018, I had a conversation with him. I'm like, you know what? I think I want to have a skincare line. Why is it that we don't have so many body lotion products that have SPF in it? And he's like, oh, he doesn't know that since I'm buying, my little tubes for my face, I can use them. I'm like, no, that's too expensive, but why don't we have more for the body? And he's like, it's the market. Because I'm like, I can't just be protecting my face alone. What about my body? Sometimes you wear revealing clothes and you want to go out. Yeah. And that was when the idea, first came. I was like, oh, okay. So between December 2018 and 2020, I have a daughter, a 15-year-old now, but at the time she was, how old was she? Maybe like about nine. Yeah. So I told her, like, Layla, I think I want to start a skincare line, and her name is Layla. Yeah. I said, I think I want to call it Layla Layla Skin. She's like, ew, no, don't give anything Layla.
Don't use my name.
Don't use my name. Layla. She said, if you want to have a range, like a Layla range under a certain name, she says, fine, that's fine. But like for Layla Skin, she doesn't like the sound of it. So fast forward to 2020. That was when I now took it really serious, and I just woke up one morning. I was like, what in the world will I call this business? Because you have to register. You have to know the name first. Register it before you, start rolling. And then Brown Girls Magic just came to mind. And, I just threw it around with a few friends. Like, what do you think of this name? BGM for short, Brown Girls Magic. And they were like, oh, sounds good. And the major
and
the major reason was also because I wanted to start off with SPF, protecting the skin, like protecting your melanin. Don't be ashamed of your true colors. There's no need to bleach. We're beautiful brown women, like, come on, brown women and men. And those friends were like, okay, so I got the business registered. It was the peak of COVID. And because my products were formulated, Samuel Joseph is also my formulator, my esthetician, he's also a formulator. So we bounced ideas off of each other, and we had to produce in South Korea.
Okay.
So long. During COVID.
Okay.
It was long, it was tiring. Getting samples into the country was hard, but we went back and forth. Finally, when we were happy with certain formulations, we now needed to get NAFDAC approval. That was another long journey. It took about maybe a little over a year, but finally in 2022, am I correct? 2022, I finally got, my NAFDAC registration, and then was able to bring the products in. We officially launched in 2023, and here we are today.
What a journey.
What a journey.
Yes. I mean, you come in an industry where it's quite huge. I mean, the Nigerian, I know you are international, but, which would you say was your target market initially?
My target market initially was Nigeria.
Yeah. So the Nigerian market beauty industry, let's look at it, that is quite huge.
It's
and
massive.
Very competitive.
Very competitive.
But that still didn't stop you.
No, it doesn't stop you. There's enough space for everyone to soar. So I wasn't, and because again, I targeted brown skin.
So you had a niche market.
Yes, brown skin women and men. That was the niche. That was I really wasn't even thinking about competition, to be honest. I'm like, this is what I want to do. I saved up for it, working hard towards it, and just getting it done. Just having a project, a baby, and you just want to see it come to life. Yeah. That was how I didn't really look at the competition, but I did do like a few market surveys, competitive pricing and stuff like that. But I didn't really let the market deter me from starting. Yeah. Yes.
So starting a skincare range is not something that is very easy.
Yeah.
As we could see from how you narrated your journey from 2020.
Yes, from 2018. Inception, yes.
To 2023.
Yes.
Right? But all we see when the product or the service or the business is out there is when it launches.
Yes,
but we don't know
the journey
that,
and how much work.
That's 4 years, right?
Yes, about that.
Yeah. So we don't know about that 4 years, what you went through, the registration, the accreditation, all those things.
Yes.
There's a lot that goes behind the scenes before you actually get to that point where you say you're registered.
Yes.
What would you say were some of the things? I know you've mentioned the registration took a bit longer, and so is the case with so many industries. So in terms of resources, what were your plans then? What was in place for you to manage to hold on until that 4 years?
Thankfully, because I'm an entertainer.
Yeah.
I already had, so it's basically funds from what I call my acting, my day job. I'll call that my day job.
Okay.
That, I saved up for it. One of the major things that wasn't that NAFDAC registration for us, it was very, very hard. There was a lot of back and forth and inspections as well. They need to inspect the space where you're going to display these products.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a breeze because, you're on the outside, you're seeing people roll out businesses.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be super easy. But when it got to the time for me to actually get the work done, I was like, why is it so difficult? And it was expensive as well. So thankfully, I had my entertainment, acting gigs, influencing gigs that was helping me raise money.
So that was where your other stream of income was coming from, to sustain
that, because I don't have any investors. It was just me. This is all me.
Wow, well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Not an easy journey, to be honest. Not an easy journey, but thankfully I had that, and that was doing very, very well.
Yeah.
So it was basically me saving and pumping money into this business, because obviously, you look at the bigger picture and see how when you're successful and you're making so much money in skincare, you know that you're going to thrive, and you make your money back.
Well, I can tell you're smiling all your way today.
I smile. It's still pretty difficult.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm looking long term.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it would be worth my while.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm glad you feel that way. And the products have launched. I must say your packaging is done really well.
Thank you.
I haven't used your products yet, but I'm looking forward to doing so.
Yes.
And I must commend your marketing team. Your product is well placed, it's out there.
Thank you.
And well packaged, and it looks good.
Thank you very much.
So now the products is, what kind of team do you have to maintain that vision that you had?
It's a very small team, mostly in-house. So as an entertainer, I have this team that manages me, the Temple Management team. And within the Temple Management company, there is the PR digital side, they handle stuff that, has to do with me. So it's that little team that just tells us, okay, Bisola, this is what we want to do. This is how we want to go. Again, like I said, it's all self-funded. It's just all me. So
we love to hear that. Self-made.
So there's sometimes they come up with like really big plans. Oh, so this is how I think you should roll this out. This should roll out. I'm like, hold on a second. Chill. This requires a lot of money.
Let me check the budget.
Let's check the budget.
Yeah.
So in-house, they just help me. They kind of just basically help me work with the finances I have. Okay. And so far it's been easy, just little by little, manageable. Eventually, as I expand, because I launched with just 4 products. Okay. I also want to expand because I've gotten lots from customers, asking for various products for acne that targets, special problem areas. So I haven't started with that, but as time goes on, I would definitely expand. And with that, obviously marketing and all of that would also be on a larger scale.
So it sounds like you're quite happy with the team, and well done to the team.
Yes.
So you can hear you. I'm sure they'll watch this.
Yes, they will. They will.
So you still have other interests, like you're still an actress.
Yes.
You're still, managing the business as well.
Yes.
So how do you balance this?
It's tough.
Do you have 2 different teams, or do you have one team that, in terms of your PR or PA, is it just one team that manages you, or?
So it's a mix.
It's a mix.
It's a mix. So some people, obviously from my management, help out with this, but then I have like a few people strictly for Brown Girls Magic. So it's a mix. But managing myself with it is a lot, so I basically just take one day at a time so that I'm not overwhelmed with it. Scheduling also helps. Like I said, I have my management, and then I also have my small team, my Brown Girls Magic team, who also helps make my life easier. So sometimes things don't clash, and we juggle it.
You manage.
We juggle it. Yeah, we juggle it.
Right. So Keep It Moving is as a show. We talk about challenges that business face, be it during startup or during the course of you running the business, or we want to now focus on, if I may ask you to reflect back to a specific event or situation where you faced. It could be when you were starting, or now, even as you're managing your businesses, but a specific point where, has there been ever a situation where you felt things are really tough for you to get through, or did you ever feel like giving up, or?
Oh, I thought about giving up probably yesterday, day before yesterday. Yeah, I haven't really thought about it this morning, but yesterday I did think of giving up. I'm currently facing a major challenge. Yeah. Being that at the time when I paid for the production of my products, which was what, 2021, I think, the exchange rates, dollar to naira rates, was I think maybe like 500 or 550 naira, I think, at the time. Now, exchange rate, I don't want to burst out crying, is I think it's almost 2,000 naira. So there's that.
Yeah.
Now, so I have started to look at probably producing here, as opposed to South Korea. And it's
because it wouldn't make it real in terms of price, because that will have to reflect on the price.
Yes, it would have to reflect. If I want to just stick to bringing my products in from South Korea, because obviously South Korea, they are masters at skincare production, it would definitely affect the pricing, the exchange rate as well. And then, you know, when you're ordering from South Korea, their MOQs are like really high. So it's like, oh my goodness, how sustainable is this? So I have also started looking at Nigerian formulators to see how we can compare, make it better, work on my formulas to see if it can even be better than what we have in South Korea. But you know, with the packaging, my bottles are unique. The colors of my bottles are unique. Something might have to give, in the sense that I might have to, if I want something cheaper, I might have to just work with the availability of bottles that we have in Nigeria. And typically they're just transparent. It's like a one size fits all type thing going on. So
would you not think that takes away the uniqueness of your product?
So that's where the creativity has to come in. You know, you have to be a bit more creative with how your products look. You know, you might have to work on maybe a different type of sticker for it. It can happen, you know, you basically just have to wake up and rejig, and you have to move with the times, constantly evolving.
Did you think of maybe your team in South Korea, right?
Yes.
Do they not offer a service where they can come and, you know?
That's going to be way more expensive. You know, having them come down in. It would require me having my own factory here that they can come into work with, and I don't have that set up yet. You know, we're just starting. It's just a little over a year old, so you just have to keep weighing. So while I'm still checking out formulators here in Nigeria, I'd see how much. Just check your books. And know, is this going to be a bit more favorable? Is it affecting the quality of my products? If it is a better quality, why not produce here in Nigeria? It's actually even going to be way cheaper. With NAFDAC registration for the products produced here is way cheaper than when you're bringing it in from outside the country. So that's where I am right now. And like I said, I thought about it yesterday, like, you know what, just shut this down for a little bit. But
when we go through challenges like the one that you're going through now, often at times we don't go through them on our own. If in business, would you say you have a support system? No. This is just me. This is just, especially because I am the only person funding this. I did get offers prior to when I started, you know, for people to invest, but I don't know what I was thinking. I just felt like I could do it all by myself. Now I'm trying to go knock on those doors. Like, okay, let me.
Like, you know what? Remember, you know, we could make something work. So I haven't started knocking yet, but I'm thinking about it. Again, it still boils down to knowing what can be produced on Nigerian soil and how well it would, you know, represent my brand. And if I really still need to stick to South Korea, I probably have to get
What would be the best way to maintain the price side of things? I guess that's the major thing for you.
So all the factors. You have to factor in your shipping, formulation costs, you know, packaging, store space, you know, utilities. You have to factor everything in. And that would determine how much, you know, am I going to increase my price? Because one thing I have done that I have tried to do, it's very difficult, is to maintain my pricing. And it's very reasonable, which is why a lot of people come back. Because they're like, oh, comparing it to other products on the market of the same quality, yours is really, really affordable luxury. So it's like, okay, we might have to take these things up just so that we can stay afloat.
We have what we call a keep it moving
Yeah.
moment.
Okay.
And you've just described yours. Everyone in business that I have interviewed or had a conversation with, they have all gone through things, but we keep it moving.
Yes, we keep it moving.
Regardless, it's hard.
It
I
is
know.
hard.
It's easy for me to say, let's keep it moving. It's you and your vision
Yes.
at the end of the day.
Yes.
So I really hope that you reflect,
do.
on a better way to approach this, and you eventually find some type of solution to the issue.
I do. Fingers crossed. Fingers
Yes,
crossed.
because
yeah.
it's such a beautiful story you have there.
Thank you.
And I can see the passion you have about the business.
Thank
so
you.
I have no doubt that you will certainly keep
I
it
will.
moving.
I will
You
most definitely keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yes.
What would you say to someone that's starting a skincare line now?
Ooh.
What should they look out for? Or how can you encourage them? Even though I know you've mentioned that you're facing a challenge, but how would you still encourage someone that, is still starting out?
I'd say they shouldn't shy away from having investors.
Yeah.
I'd say they should look at producing locally.
Yeah.
I'd also say that they should focus more on the product as opposed to the packaging. Because once you have a great product, word of mouth, I think personally, is still like the best form of marketing. Like when people tell you, oh, we've used your products and they're great, and they just spread the word for you. So they should focus more on the quality of the product than the packaging. I know, I understand that the times that we're in, the glitz, glam, the aesthetic look that it gives things is always very important in business. But they should focus more on the quality and look at having investors.
Yes.
Yes, it's not a bad thing.
So do you feel, the economy side of things, whether you had investors or not, it was inevitable. It's inevitable, right?
Yes.
So in your case, you feel maybe certain things would have been a bit different if investment was there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is a very good thing, because sometimes when we reflect and we see where we could have done better or improved, if we acknowledge that, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a step forward. It's a step in the right
direction.
direction.
Actually, you're at a point where you're going to find a solution.
Yes.
But if you're still in denial, that's...
you just stay stuck. You would just stay stuck. Yes.
So it's a good thing that, you look like you're in a good space. You still, the visionary.
Yes.
You know what to do. You know what you need to do. And hopefully maybe further down the line one day we can have another conversation.
Yes.
So we can hear
I'll come back to this day. I'll talk about how I was able to scale.
And how you overcame.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and we hope you will be encouraged to keep it moving. We do face a lot of challenges in businesses, but we always keep it moving. I'm your host, Sharon O. Thank you for watching.